So I am obsessed with Nepali culture, I admit it. I'm also obsessed with Thai culture, and I'm also obsessed with Amos Lee. Anybody know who Amos Lee is? No, not so much? He's really famous. He's a folk singer, and he's really famous in really small circles, I guess. But I heard him when I was in Thailand a couple of years ago, and I just couldn't stop listening to him for a year. I didn't listen to anything else. So he's got about 70 songs, and I just listened to those 70 songs in a circle for a year and a half. So I'm a little obsessed. My parents are a little obsessive too. My father, who was here a little bit earlier tonight in the wheelchair, he's obsessed with polar exploration. So that's all he ever talks about. So he talks about how the explorers got to the poles and what they had to do to get there and what they had to eat. And it's funny, isn't it? Right? I have a twin brother. He's completely obsessed with bicycles. He opened a bicycle shop, and he rides bikes up mountains and down mountains. He goes to Peru, and he goes to Chile and rides bikes. Now he has a new business. He takes apart bikes, and he makes the bicycle parts into art. So he makes clocks, and he makes tables and cheese trays and all kinds of stuff out of bicycles. My other brother is obsessed with comic books and games, and so he opened a game store, and almost every night he has game night at the game store. So we are kind of a crazy family in that way. I'm obsessed with Amos Lee. I just think he's terrific. And when I was going through some of the filming together with Ryan, Jeff, and Katie, I just kept coming back to Tech's smile. Where's Tech? There's Tech's smile. He has this smile that just lights up the world. He has the biggest smile I've ever seen in my entire life. And Amos Lee had a new album out not too long ago. And there is a song in there that was here at the end that the chorus goes smiling, smiling, and even though things are really tough, I just keep smiling. So I thought of Tech, and then I thought to myself, how am I going to get Amos Lee to let us use this in the film? His songs are in Grey's Anatomy, his songs are in Private Practice, his songs are on the AT&T commercial that goes, "Sweet pea, apple of my eye." Have you heard that one? That's him. So I guess you could say I probably have a little crush, you know, if you really have to give it a name. So I heard, this is about in August, I heard that he was playing in Peekskill, New York. And so I rushed to get a ticket. And in the corner of the information it said, there's a meet and greet, there's a VIP meet and greet, and if you pay $100, then you can meet Amos Lee in person. And so I said, here's my chance, I'm going to tell him about Tech and his friends, his community, and he's going to let me use the song. So I did that. The woman on the phone said, where would you like to sit? And I said, I don't know, I guess I want to sit kind of close. And she said, well, you're the first person who called. So you can probably sit wherever you want. So I said, okay, let's sit in the middle of the front row. Don't ever do that. If you sit in the middle of the front row, you can't take out your camera because he's looking right at you. He's right in front of you. So I learned something there. Anyway, I went to the show. It was wonderful. It was as good as I dreamed. Well, I've seen him many times this year even, so it wasn't that new to me. But the meet and greet was after the show. It was a little bit strange because they had planned to have him at a gala event, and so they had sold these tickets, and it was going to be this whole big thing. And then Foreigner came to town. Does anyone remember the band Foreigner? So they switched the gala to have Foreigner, and they bumped Amos Lee. So there were 10 of us at the meet and greet. 10 of us. And so he took a little break, and then he came into the room. It was the most awkward thing you could ever imagine. It was bright lights. There was a table with a tray of crackers like this and a little glass of juice or something. And there he was, sort of being awkward. So I went up to him, and I had written a story in case I didn't get to actually talk to him. And I handed him the story, and on it was a picture of Tech and his community from our Asian folk hour. And my hand was shaking like a leaf. So he said, you can calm down. We're all friends here. And so I said, tried to get myself together. And I said, I'm Kathryn, and it's really, really nice to meet you. And in between the lines is like, I'm dying here. And I want to tell you about the really cool things that our Bhutanese Nepali community are doing in Utica. And he looked at me like I was completely insane. I was like, you what? And he kind of said, excuse me? And I said, well, I'm actually here to ask you a favor. I want to use one of your songs. And then I said, oh, okay, so what's up? So I said, there's this community, and we've asked them to come and share their culture, and we've got to know them over the last year, and they do beautiful music, and they do beautiful things, and I know they're trying so hard to keep their 250 people together here in our town. And I said, do you think we could use your song, There I Go Again? And he said, yeah, let me have your email. So I gave him my email address, and we connected in this way. And as I was talking to the manager, he said, let me talk to legal first, which I thought was a probably no, to talk to legal. He's just being nice and everything. And so in the meantime, he read the entire story as I was talking to the manager. And then I went to say goodbye to him, and he said, Kathryn, could you give Tech my love for me? And I said, sure, I will. And so tonight I want to give you Amos Lee's love, although I am borrowing a little of it on the way to you, if you don't mind. So that's, even though it went by in a flash, it was a really quick song, and then you see Thank You to Amos Lee. It means so much to me, and it means a lot to Katie because she's been hearing about it ever since. So thank you.